Hey everyone, it's Carrie from the Female Entrepreneur Association coming to you from sunny California. So in this video, I want to share some strategies with you to help you program your mind for success. They are strategies and steps that I use all the time to help ensure that my mind stays programmed for success. Because in the past, when I've been programmed for failure, it has been the worst times in my life, the most unfulfilling times, the most miserable times, the times where I've achieved hardly anything, the times where I felt completely confused and lost in life. Those were the times when I was programmed for failure, and I want to make sure that I never have to experience that again. And the only way I can make sure that I don't experience that again is if I keep myself programmed for success, if I carry on applying the strategies and the steps to stay with a positive attitude, to keep on track and to stay focused and programmed for success. So I want to share those with you today, because I feel like in life, the biggest battle that we often face is with ourselves. It's hardly ever actually the time or the money or the lack of opportunities. You know, those are just things that we use as excuses, and we respond to them by thinking, oh, I don't have the money, so I can't make this happen. Whereas a mind programmed for success would see, I don't have the money, what can I do right now, right today, with the resources that are available to me to help me to get started or help me to get to where I want to be. And you open yourself up and you're willing to explore, you're willing to figure it out, and you're open to learning what you need to learn in order to, to make those steps in order to achieve what you need to achieve. Whereas a mind program for failure will see those kind of external situations and use them as blocks to stop you from actually getting to where you want to be. And it will actually, you use those things to crush yourself. I don't have the money, I'm not going to make it happen, and you crush yourself and you stop yourself from doing it. And there's one of my absolute favourite quotes is from a guy called Viktor Frankl, and he said, everything in life can be taken away from you except for your freedom to choose how you respond to the situation. I absolutely love that quote, because we have the power within ourselves to choose how we respond. So if we don't have very much time, we have the power to choose how we respond to that. Do we think, I don't have the time, therefore I'm not going to be able to make this happen? Or do we choose to respond to say, I don't have the time, but you know what, I'm going to figure out how I'm going to make the time. I'm going to look at my weekly or daily schedule and see how I can fit in the time in order to work on what I need to work on in order to get to where I want to be. So you have to choose to respond to the situation in a way that will help you to have an amazing life and help you to achieve all the things that you want to achieve. When I realised this, it changed everything for me. Like changing your perspective on that situation and flipping from a negative frame of mind into a positive frame of mind, into a frame of mind where you're just you're willing to try it, you're willing to figure it out, you're opening yourself up. By doing that, you let go of the shackles that are tied around you, holding you back. All the limitations dissolve because all of a sudden you're willing. And so I really think that once you've programmed your mind for success, everything will change, and you will start to take massive strides forwards to achieving what you want to achieve, and actually to live a happy and fulfilled life. So I just want to share with you, before I get onto the steps, this one idea that someone once told me. It was about this thing called the attitude line. So imagine like this is the attitude line here, and the idea was that in life, your attitude, so you go from being really, really happy to really, really crappy, really happy, or, to having a rubbish time. So for example, you have an idea and you get really, really excited about this idea, and you come up here to this attitude line, so it's up here. And then all of a sudden someone comes along and says to you, your idea is really rubbish, it's never going to work out, and all of a sudden you're flying back down past the natural attitude line into feeling really, really unhappy, really unsure, losing all your confidence, and you kind of bob along here for a while, and then all of a sudden you think, actually no, I'm going to give it a go, I'm going to do this, and your attitude like soars up again, and you start to feel inspired, and you start to feel like you can do it, and this goes on and on, this up and down, up and down, up and down. And in life, that's how most people's lives play out. And what I learned is that what you need to do is you need to raise your attitude, your natural attitude line. So you raise it from here to here. And so you don't so for example, if you've got an idea, you're still going up and down a bit, but it's not as dramatic. It doesn't affect you as much. So for example, if someone turns around and says, your idea is rubbish, you're never going to make it happen, you don't dip really low down anymore, because you believe in yourself and you believe that you're going to make it happen. So you kind of keep you're not dipping as much, so you've got a much more powerful attitude, you've got a lot more belief in yourself, and you don't let things affect you as much. And that's what happens when you program yourself for success. So I want to share with you now some strategies that I use to make sure that I keep programmed for success. So the first step is this: you are not allowed to focus on negative thoughts anymore. So I banned myself from negative thinking, because negative thinking creates negative outcomes. Exactly like the law of attraction says, what you think about you will get. So if you're constantly thinking, I don't want to be poor anymore, I don't want to be poor anymore, I don't want to be poor anymore, what you're actually saying is, you're actually focusing on the fact that you are poor. So what you actually are going to get more in your life is of being poor, because that's what you're focusing your energy on. So it's the same with the negative thinking. If you're constantly thinking negative thoughts, you're going to be attracting negative things into your life, which obviously isn't going to lead to a very fulfilled or successful life whatsoever. So when you have a negative thought that pops into your head, this is what I do. I instantly stop it. So when I have a negative thought and I just feel like things are hopeless, for example, I had a hard day and I just feel like everything's hopeless, everything's rubbish. Firstly, you have to accept that it's okay to feel like this. Everyone has these negative thoughts from time to time. Everyone feels crappy from time to time. It's completely normal. So just accept that it's okay. But then the next thing you need to do is make sure you don't focus on that thought. So you have the ability within yourself to change your thinking. So when you have a negative thought, that's exactly what you have to do. You have to change your thinking and stop focusing on it. So I use an NLP technique where I imagine the image in my head, and sometimes I either shrink it and make it black and white and then make it disappear, or other times I screw it up into a ball in my hands and then I chuck it behind me, and then once the thought's behind me, it's gone. And then I force myself to think about something positive and think about something that excites me or something that inspires me, and then I use my energy and I focus on that and I pull myself up and I make myself feel better about it, and focus on something positive again. And I think that's absolutely crucial, because if you don't do that, you end up going in a spiral where you once you start thinking negatively, it's easy to kind of spiral down really, really quickly and find yourself in a rut of feeling really miserable and unhappy and confused and lost, and all those feelings that you really don't want to be feeling. So make sure you do not focus on the negative thoughts. So the second step is this: get yourself a motto or an affirmation, a phrase or a saying or something that you connect with that makes you feel empowered, that makes you feel like you can do anything. So my motto at the moment is, I can and I will, watch me. And whenever I feel completely hopeless, I always say that to myself, and I think, actually, you know what, I can and I will, watch me. And I say it in my head, and I don't just say it, I say it with complete conviction in my mind, and I say it with feeling. I feel like I'm gonna make it happen, like I can do it. So find something that resonates with you, something that you connect with, something that makes you feel powerful. Whether you go and look through a load of inspirational quotes that you connect with, and find one that you connect with and then use that. So like go on my fan page, the Facebook Female Entrepreneur Association fan page on Facebook. There's loads and loads and loads and loads of quotes in the photos. Just go and have a look through them and see which ones resonate with you, and then use that as your quote. So when you feel down, when you feel like things are hopeless, say it to yourself and say it with complete conviction. The next thing you can do is pick a song that you like that really inspires you or empowers you. You know, the kind of song that when it comes on your iPad and you're walking down the street, you just feel pumped up and you feel like you can do anything and you feel inspired and you feel amazing. Find a song like that and listen to it every single day, and listen to it when you feel rubbish and when you feel like things start to slip downwards. Listen to that song and listen to it and let it pump you up, let it inspire you, and let it pull you back up. Let it pull up your frame of mind into a positive frame of mind. So I don't know whether I should admit this because my songs are not the coolest, but I'm going to anyway. So one of my songs is it's from Hercules, the Disney movie, and it's Michael Bolton's I Can Go the Distance. And when I listen to that song, I feel really empowered, because it's about being on a journey, it's about trying to get somewhere, and it's about no matter what, no matter how hard it gets, that you'll get there. And so when I listen to that song, I just think, yeah, I'm gonna make it happen, I'm gonna do it. So when I've had a hard day or when something's gone wrong, I listen to that song. I also have other songs I listen to in the mornings that make me feel inspired, and I sit there throughout the song, like whether it's 3 minutes long, and all I do is visualize being successful and achieving my goals. So the next thing you can do is take time out every single day to visualize what you want to achieve and to visualize really positive things happening in your life. I feel like this is so crucial, but hardly any of us do it. We often spend a lot of our time feeling, when something terrible happens, we'll think about it for days and days on end and make ourselves feel really, really rubbish about it. But, how often do we actually pump ourselves up about something that's positive? Not as often, I don't think. So I think this is crucial to every single day. I do it in the mornings and sometimes do it at night time too, just varies. And I take some time out to visualise what I want to achieve, and then I not only visualise it, but I feel it. So I feel how it's going to feel when I've achieved it. So it's like I've already achieved it. So for example, when I was nominated for an award, every single night I used to listen to a guided visualization, and within the visualization I was able to create a movie in my mind. And in my movie in my mind, I visualized being on that stage and hearing my name called out when they announced the winner. And when it got to that stage, that day where they announced the winner and they called my name out, I felt exactly how I'd imagined feeling every single night before I went to bed in the run up to that award. And it's so powerful what you can do when you have those emotions and you feel it. You feel what it's going to feel like to achieve it. That is powerful. You are sending out an incredibly powerful message to yourself. You are completely programming yourself to do whatever it takes to win or to reach your goal or whatever it is in your life that you want. It's so powerful, like how you're programming yourself when you visualize. So I actually do a guided visualization, which is a 20-minute program, so I can listen to it. It's really relaxing. It gets me in a really deep relaxed state. And then there are suggestions and times when I can create these movies in my mind, and there's loads of them online you can find. You can go and get meditations or hypnosis or whatever people want to call it. I just consider them guided visualizations, and there's one on the Female Entrepreneur Association, which is the one I use, and they are so powerful. Discipline yourself to do it every single day and you will see a massive change. So those are the strategies that I use all the time, and I think that if you use those whenever you feel like you're having a bit of a dip, or if you feel like you're in a dip now and you want to kind of get out of it, start to do those things. Start disciplining yourself to do those things and you will see a massive change, because I know that when I started doing those things, my entire life changed. And now, I go through phases obviously of feeling, things are hard, because that's business. That's what it's like when you're trying to run a business. It's hard because if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. But ensuring that my mind and my attitude is on the right tracks and is programmed for success helps me so much. You just got to do whatever it takes to pull you back on track, to pull your attitude up to where it needs to be, because in life your attitude really will determine your altitude. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and enjoyed these tips. If you have, leave me a comment, share it with friends who you think might like it, and I'll see you next time.